Good morning and welcome to our 10 minutes at 10. And today we're talking about planning. So it's nearly December, we're nearly at the end of the year. We've got less than 40 days through to the new millennium. So we have to start thinking about planning for 2020 if we want a successful year. So your do nothing option, of course, is to do nothing, to just let everything carry on and let 2019 roll over into 2020. Now, the impact of doing that is that nothing really changes. So we thought we'd come with you today, or come here today, to show you maybe 4 or 5 ideas that we had on how to get ready for effective planning. So we're not actually planning today, we're getting ready to do some effective planning and ready to create a plan that works.
So the first thing, if we're starting to do a plan, is start with the end result in mind. What is the ultimate objective in business?
Yeah.
Is it to get £100,000 worth of profit? Is it to get £250,000? Do you want to work less hours? Do you want more time away from the business? Perhaps you'd like to draw more cash. Basically, choose your objectives and choose one overarching objective. So basically, choose your defined end result and then we'll work it backwards because that's the best way to plan.
So start with a review of 2019. What went well and what didn't? What do you want to do more of or less of? So there are things sometimes that we enjoy and they might be vanity projects. We really enjoyed them and maybe want to do more of those, but perhaps they weren't so profitable. So have a think about that particular project. Is it something that you want to repeat in 2020 but make profit on? Is it something that you have to repeat because it's a lead generator for something else that might be profitable? What can we do better? What can we do more effectively than we did in the previous year? What could have gone better? So what did we do that didn't do particularly well? What did we make a loss on? What things do we really want to avoid? Now, I quite like to plan this kind of activity out in a spider diagram. So just jot it all down on a piece of paper. So this arm is what went well, this arm is what didn't go well. And it's a lot less structured, it's a lot less complicated, a lot less time consuming. You just literally start with a blank piece of paper and start brainstorming. Get one or two of you, if there's more of you in the business, sat round together and start brainstorming these things together. So what results did your marketing campaigns achieve? What pain points did you go through during the year? What ones do you really want to avoid experiencing again? What did go right? What did you like? What was profitable? What was enjoyable? What was easy to put into place? What brought you a return on your investment? Start thinking about things in those terms. What brought you profit? If we focus on the negatives but identify what worked well, we need to try and understand and learn from our bad behaviours and then curtail them and not repeat them in 2020 so that we generate more profit and more time and more control as we go forward.
And just as important as learning from mistakes is really celebrate the successes of your business because they're really, really useful as well. I mean, like everyone looks at the negatives and go, well, I messed up here, I messed up there. But the reality is you've done a lot right. So that's important to carry forward into the next year as well.
And that's why I quite like this sort of what went well, what didn't, what can we do more of, what can we do less of thing. It's really, really simple. It's a simple grid, but you don't have to worry about this made me X amount of profit, that made me or created me X amount of time. It's just an idea of what went well and what didn't go well. So it's easier then to start planning what to do in the next financial year.
Yeah. So now we've got our starting points, we've basically got our foundations. The next step is being proactive. So looking ahead at what is likely to change next year. And not only what's likely to change, what also needs to change in line with your changing objective. So are there any costs which are likely to change? Are there any sales contracts which are likely to change? Are we looking into loans or leases or anything like that to help us grow our business? And of course, what is actually your cash drawings requirement per month in the future? So there's a lot of things to look at here. And if there's a figure available, or at least a close estimate, use that in place for your preparations, your budgets, etc. So you've got it all mapped out so you know what's going to happen and when.
And start writing it all down. A financial plan is great for the next financial year, and having your numbers that you understand exactly what turnover you need to achieve each month, you understand what profit you want to achieve each month. But that's perhaps a step away from where we are today. Today we're just thinking about what we want it to look like overall. We're trying to put it into words, trying to get a vision of how it needs to look for the next financial year. So a written down plan, according to Harvard Business School, is 10 times more likely to happen. It's 10 times more likely to succeed. But the same can be said about vision boards. So it's a little bit woo woo, but how many people who've, put a picture of a car on their fridge, or, a picture of themselves being £10 lighter on their fridge, or something like that, something to motivate you,
have to be
something
£10 lighter to have that photo,
yeah,
ironically. Here's how I used to look. Dang.
Yeah, well, hopefully you've passed that point to be able to go back to it. But it's the idea of generating an image which creates something that's more fixed and more permanent in your mind. It's something that reminds you why you're doing what you're doing. When I years and years ago, when I was training, I had a list of all the qualifications that I wanted to achieve in year order, from when I was doing my BTEC in finance through to being a fully qualified accountant. And as the years went on, the piece of paper, that was one of those sort of rip-off notepad things, got more and more grey and sort of tea-coloured and more stained because it was in direct sunlight, and the paper dried out. And but each year I was able to tick off the things that I wanted to do, and I would look at it frequently, and it was only this really scruffy list by the end, but it was there, and I knew that I wanted to achieve it. So again, when I was looking to set up a business, I had a vision of what I wanted to look like. I had a vision of being at home with my family, so I had a picture of my family up at the top of my PC, because that's what I was working towards. And these kind of just little prompts, little mental prompts, are really, really important for helping you focus on what it is that you're trying to achieve. One of the challenges I think that we see in business is small business owners who really want to succeed in the next year. We hear a lot of, this year was really bad, next year is going to be really good, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do such and such. But it doesn't really get past I'm going to do, because they never actually do it. They just continue doing what they were doing previously, and then they continue to get the same results they were previously, and they don't do anything differently. And then they become more and more frustrated because they don't achieve the goals that they set at the beginning of the year, because they haven't actually got a plan. They haven't worked out what they wanted to do. They haven't identified how to get there. So I'm a huge fan of saying, this is where I'm starting from. This is where I want to end up. And it's going to take me 12 steps, 12 things I need to do in 12 months' time to get me to that objective. And you break it down into tiny little bite-sized chunks, so that each month, each quarter takes you 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps closer to that financial goal, or time off goal, or the money in your pocket goal, depending on what that is. And in order to do that, you have to have written it down. You have to have your vision board or something that helps you focus on what you're trying to achieve. You need to review regularly, even if it's a sticky note on the side of your PC, like my old training notes were. Something that's going to get you focused and have you looking at what it is that you're trying to deliver. If things are likely to change in month X, for example, then give yourself a reminder if there's something to action. So things like Google Calendars are brilliant for diary reminders. I'm a huge fan of setting 1 day in your month, or 1 hour in your day, for reviewing what happened in the previous month. So even if you have a board meeting with yourself, that's absolutely fine. Just make sure you spend that time doing that work and looking at what happened last month. Understand what happened in your business and what went well and what didn't, so that you can make a conscious decision as to change or do more of the same thing the following month. And that way can take you closer and closer to your goal.
So, what are the profit hacks we've learned from today? So the first one is to have a plan. Measure
Most
your
definitely.
progress against that plan and make sure you actually take action. The plan's all well and good unless you do nothing with it. Next step is always review what went well, what didn't, what to do more of, what to do less of. Learning from mistakes is really handy, but learning from success is equally important. And actually,
I think it's a stronger motivator.
It is. One makes you go, the other one makes you go, yes, go for it. So remember, it's a stronger motivator. Do celebrate your successes. Preempt any changes. bring them into budgets, bring them into your plans, and of course, prepare for any surprises. So if you've got it mapped out, it's not an unexpected surprise, but actually unexpected surprises are often the thing which reroutes your existing plan anyway. So if you've made this plan, something completely scuppers it, your plan's going to go this way and you end up going this way. So just be prepared for that and avoid those unexpected things. As per the Lion King, be prepared. So write it down, set reminders. Plans are great and all, but of course they're not so great if you actually forget the whole plan or you forget what you're doing.
You forget them, ignore them. It's a constant challenge, and you have to hold yourself accountable, or get a buddy who's going to hold you accountable, one or the other. Perhaps you could work with your accountant, and that's something that you review on a monthly basis. That could also work.
Now, final, most important profit hack: action, action, action.
Absolutely.
The only thing which achieves no results, guess what? It's no action. So we're not just planning for the sake of it here. Use that information, work with it, and stick to it. And that is one of the most important things. We don't want to be doing this armchair, whatever it is, armchair business management, where we're not actually doing anything, because nothing's going to change.
Absolutely. So that's it from us today. Plan, 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 and get ready for action in the next financial year. So that's it from us. Glad you could join us. If you've enjoyed today's video, please let us know in the comments. If you have any queries, please let us know and we'll answer them in the comments. And we'll see you again soon. Thanks a lot.
And actually, if you do have a plan and you're really happy about it,
yeah,
let us know. Say, I've got a plan, I'm on it. Please do let us know.
If you're really brave, you could share it. But,
yes.
Yeah, that would be really cool. All right, speak to you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.